Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as usual, is my co-host, Joel Meyer. How are we doing today, Joel? How's college football treating you?
Not too well so far. Only had one bet in the morning, but that lost. It was a fucking shootout in the academy game between Navy and Air Force. Great game, but not good game for an under with both teams scoring into the 30s. Yeah, so not good there. Not a great start here in these afternoon games with Alabama going down. Florida beating Texas. What else we got? Notre Dame just scoring against Boise. Took the points there. Not good. But we go on. I had a nice breakfast, made a bunch of eggs, and yeah, we could carry on. So hopefully the evening slate gets better.
Yeah, speaking of shootouts, big Flyers win in the shootout in their final preseason game against a Devils team that was rostering most of their AHLers. But Flyers might be good in the shootout this year. Trevor Zegras is like the best in history. People have like 20 attempts. He makes it look easy. Travis Konechny's coming around in the shootout. Michkov, obviously, Bobby Brink, and Sam Ersson has been a decent shootout goalie. And Dan Vladar, 6'5". He just sits there in the net and he controls it. So that could be something to look out for this season.
Good team.
But this is episode 501. Yesterday was episode 500. We did not even mention it. So, shout out to everyone that has been along for the ride the entire time. I can't imagine there are too many people that have been listening since episode 1, but 500 episodes.
Forbid.
I know. So I just want to thank all the listeners. Thank everyone that's listened, shared, commented. We appreciate all that, and special thanks to those that have joined us throughout the journey, whether it's co-hosts, temporary co-hosts, guests, whatnot here and there. We appreciate that, and we would not be here doing episode 501 if we didn't have the support we had.
Very true. Very well said. I don't have much else to add there. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're welcome, Joel, for doing the sappy stuff there for us. And if you enjoy us, if you've been with us since episode 1, make sure you leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. I'll read it at the end of the show. Spotify as well, and YouTube now. Make sure you get on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe there, because sometimes it takes me a little bit to get the podcast edited and uploaded after recording. So you're going to want to YouTube for the most up-to-date stuff that we are doing here. And of course, the SGPN app, download that in your app store to easy free access to all of SGPN's picks and podcasts. So today we're planning on, just going through every player award, every division, looking at, what we've bet so far. Spoiler alert, I have not bet much at all. I know Joel has bet a bunch, so I might be finding some bets here on the podcast to hopefully recommend as well. But do you have anything off the top here before we just get into things with the Hart Trophy?
No. I mean, I didn't expect to bet so much, but I ended up having 20-point totals. I don't see myself adding anymore, but I also added Colorado Avalanche to win the division just after the show yesterday. I couldn't resist. I couldn't maintain discipline. I had to fire the trigger, but it was a decent number at plus 225. I do think the Avalanche are prime for big things. So, yeah, got a bunch of bets, and there'll be a lot more to come, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. You get 20 out of 30. Like every game is going to probably have one of your teams involved in. It has to. So that's going to be a fun season for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me share the screen here. Let's start things off with the Hart Memorial Trophy. We have Connor McDavid at plus 200. McKinnon 5-1, Kucherov 10-1, Kaprizov and Draisaitl both at 11-1. Then you have Austin Matthews at 20-1. So there's a clear top 5 there, a clear top 2 really with McDavid and McKinnon. Jack Eichel is at 30-1. I know he's someone that you have bet, and I will probably bet as well. We also have I'm trying to figure out how to show this best on the screen. Whatever, that's probably best. Jack Hughes 35-1 could be decent. Quinn Hughes, a defenseman's not going to win it. Like I feel like Makar and Hughes could be a defenseman that could win it. I heard someone saying Mitch Marner could go off, but I don't know if the media could give the Hart Trophy to Mitch Marner after he left Toronto, unless they just want to troll him there. And last year's winner, Connor Hellebuyck, 50-1. Can't really see him going back to back though.
No, and he's a lot shorter in some places, so I would definitely stay away from those. Yeah, I've made 2 bets here. We're jacking off, of course, with both Eichel and Hughes. But I also think that Kucherov is maybe a little too long. I know we got the whole Russian angle and whatnot, but 10-1 there is pretty good considering he's been right up there with Connor McDavid, Draisaitl in the past couple of years in terms of his likelihood to win the Hart, plus and McKinnon as well. So I think that he should be a little closer to McDavid and McKinnon there in terms of his equity in this market. Kaprizov, he was on an absolute tear in the first third of last season. He was the favorite to win the Hart at one point, so 11-1 there is interesting. But he just got paid, and you never know how that affects some players sometimes. Yeah, that's but yeah, you mentioned Quinn Hughes. Yeah, it was a fun bet when he was 100-1, and he is an absolute hard little player. But it's hard to win when you're not on the greatest team. Canucks have to be comfortably in the playoffs, and he'll have to put up a lot more points and stay healthy than he has in the last year. So Hughes there, it's just a little too short now, but it was definitely a fun ride when he was like 100, 150-1.
Yeah, Hellebuck is 50-1. That's by far the longest there at DraftKings. He's 19-1 at FanDuel, 25-1 elsewhere. Like that just seems insane. Trying to capitalize on people, be like, oh, he won it last year. It's a 25-1. Let me bet on that, but I wouldn't do that there. If I had to pick one bet, I don't mind Kucherov there at 10-1. But if you can get Kaprizov at 10-1 or better, I feel like that's going to be the way to go. He did just get paid, but he was out in front last year, very, very early on. Still, put up 25 goals in 41 games. So I think Kaprizov would be probably my one guy I go for. And then looking in the next tier, yeah, Eichel 30-1. We're a Jack Eichel podcast here. I'm holding out hope he comes to Philadelphia next summer because I'm not sure if Vegas can pay him. Jack Hughes, what 2 years ago he started out really hot and was the Hart Trophy favorite and then got hurt, or was that was 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that I definitely had a bet on him. Then he got hurt. But yeah, that's a concern with this guy. He's a more diminutive player, and he gets hit a lot, so that's why he's going to get hurt at some point. So that's the trouble with him. But he definitely has the potential to go all the way. So yeah, 30-1 or better, I think that's a decent look.
Yeah, he's played exactly 62 games in each of the past 2 seasons, getting 27 goals in each game there. So yeah, that's the issue, the thing there. And the same thing with Kaprizov. Like that's what I said last year when he was the favorite. I'm like, I want to see this guy do it for a full season because he hasn't. He's done it for most of his season. The year before last, he played 75 games, 96 points, 56 points in 41 games last year. He's the highest paid player now, so it should be under the microscope a little bit. So yeah, I think Kaprizov, Eichel will be my 2 favorite bets there. You have any like really long shots you think are worth like a few bucks on them just to say you had them at like 100-1 or whatever?
It's tough because you need to be on a winning team.
Mikko, maybe? Do you think Mikko could do it in Dallas?
Like we were saying in the last show, the love is too spread around there. I don't know. Robertson on his line, probably he'll be scoring a bunch. And Rantanen, he suffered when he was away from McKinnon in his minutes in the regular season. I know, obviously, he took off in the playoffs, but this is a guy that elevates there. So that's a nice number there, 75-1. But I don't think that he's quite the Hart low guy. He's more of the Robin type.
Yeah. I was listening
to Batman.
I was listening to PHOI, the Flyers podcast, and Charlie O'Connor, the best Flyers beat writer out there. They were doing their Hart Trophy predictions. He was like, I almost said Macklin Celebrini just because I feel like if the Sharks sneak into the playoffs, he could win it. And I'm seeing him here at 300-1. Like there are worse odds than that because if the Sharks somehow make the playoffs, you can clearly argue as him as being the most valuable. But I feel like that's even probably longer than 300-1 chance.
Yeah, if you like the Sharks, fine, but I think that's a total donation, as Archer likes to say.
Yeah, I was trying to find like a 500-1 to even throw something on, but I couldn't find anything there. So yeah, the Hart Trophy, it's going to be one of these 5 guys that
it's pretty chalky every year anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Because they don't, especially because they give it to the best player, not necessarily the most valuable to their team, as we've seen in recent years there.
Yeah. Big stat award.
Yeah. So going down from the Hart to the stat award. Whoever has the most points wins the Art Ross. You got McDavid plus 190. Kucherov 5-1. I think that's where I would bet Kucherov just because take the voting factor out of it. McKinnon there 5-1. Draisaitl 8-1. Kaprizov 13, and then Pasternak 25-1. I got the Golden Knights boys Marner and Eichel at 40-1, and Hughes at 45. Then it drops off quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that Hughes has a better chance of winning this award than Eichel. Eichel's case for the Hart is more of his two-way play and his effectiveness. Way to go! Bound misses a field goal. Very nice. His effectiveness in elevating the rest of the team, particularly in his line and on the power play. But I don't think they'd have the stat protection. I don't think he's ever exceeded 100 points. So asking for him to win the Art Ross is quite a tall order. So I would stay away from that. Jack Hughes, I think, has a bit of a higher ceiling in terms of point production, but I don't know, 45-1 is a little too long. So those big guys, Connor McDavid, Kucherov, I think it's going to be likely one of those two. I guess McKinnon. I don't know if he should be right there in the mix. I think the Lightning offense just goes right through Kucherov. He'll collect 1 billion assists. I would take Kucherov there or McDavid. McDavid, I think, is going to have a hell of a year. So I can certainly see him being a rightful favorite there at plus 190.
Yeah, but I'd rather get the 10 cents more and take the Hart because I feel like if he leads the league in points, you'll get that. But yeah, Kucherov led the league in points with 121 last year. McKinnon had 116 behind him. Past 2 years, he has 265. McKinnon has 256. McDavid has 232. And I could see McDavid, unless he's truly in a race to put up 60 goals or an insane point total, taking it easy, towards the end of the season, trying to, make sure he's ready 100% for the playoffs, him and Draisaitl there. Kucherov, I think, would be my bet there at 5-1. And speaking of that, DraftKings has stat leaders, power play point leaders they have here as an option. And that is where Nikita Kucherov does most of his damage. I'm trying to find this here. He's plus 350 to have the most power play points in the league over the past 2 seasons. He's had 99. McKinnon has had 86. Last year, it was 46-38 there for Kucherov. So, if you want to, power play point leader, plus 350 isn't too long, but I feel like that is probably safer than the overall points here at 5-1.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
Okay, let's do one more here. Let's go down to what's next here. We're not doing the Conn Smythe. We can do the Selke here. We talked about the Selke quite a bit. Sam Reinhart plus 225. Nico Hischier 3-1. Cirelli plus 750. Draisaitl 10-1. Eichel 13. Marner, Kopitar both 20. Austin Matthews 28, and Joel Eriksson Ek at 40-1 there. I think Kopitar at 20-1. I think that's a pretty good bet and something that that's something I have bet myself, even if it was limited to $5.
This is a market where I think that the wrong guy is favored. You got a false favorite here. I do not believe that Reinhardt should be the favorite. I understand that he's a great 2-way player and all that, and he'll put up a bunch of goals, which is important, and he's starting to get respect as a 2-way guy. But I think that without Barkov on his line, that he'll fall off. He's always been, or most of the time he's been paired with him, but when he hasn't been, his 5-on-5 play drops off. So I think that without Barkov on his line, he'll slip. So Nico Hischier, he's certainly the guy that in the Barkov mold, he'll lift the lineup, his line mates, and he's getting all the respect as a 2-way guy. He takes the best player away a lot of nights, so he should be the favorite there. But now that he's so short, I don't know if I would recommend betting that at this point. This is something where you want to really pay attention to what the voters are saying. Pay attention to Wyshynski's awards tracker, whatever it's called. Cirelli makes a lot of sense as well, but again, a little short. But I think both of them should be ahead of Reinhardt, to be quite honest. So, Michael, his odds have only come down a little bit since the Barkov injury. So, 12-1, 13-1. that's not too bad. And yeah, I certainly understand the Kopitar love. I got some anti-Kings bets, so it wouldn't make sense to me to bet Kopitar for Selke as well.
Yeah, he's your probably. I mean, he should be up there. I'm not sure if he should be 3-1. He finished fourth last year, second 2 years before that. Interesting Draisaitl. I mean, he's 10-1 here at DraftKings, but 6-1, 5-1 everywhere else. I did have a bet on him for the our best bets for every team. I took Draisaitl, Selke. Also had Kopitar, Selke, and the more I think about it, the more I think it's probably is just Kopitar. As long as the Kings make the playoffs, he plays 80 games. He's played 81 in the past 4 seasons. Finished 8th, 5th, and 6th in Selke voting. I think he finally gets that third one, kind of solidifies him as like one of the best two-way players in his career. So I like Kopitar there at 20-1. That might be one of my favorite bets so far we've talked about. All right. We are brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime, easy deposit, and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Are also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you're getting some of the best available prices in the market. And Novig is now available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. Okay, here moving along to the Norris Trophy, which really is just a two-man race at this point. Cale Makar plus 165, Quinn Hughes plus 220. You got Zach Werenski there at 12-1, but if he didn't win it last year, he's not going to win it. Again, Fox 18-1, Dahlin at 22-1, Bouchard 30-1, Lane Hudson 35. But I feel like I'm just wasting my breath when you have Makar and Quinn Hughes.
Right, yeah. This is it's a two-man award until one of them gets hurt or they age out or somebody else comes out of nowhere. Maybe like if Lane Hudson keeps going on his kind of track as a defensive dynamo and the Canadians continue to improve. But as long as the Avalanche are great, as long as the Canucks stay relevant and Quinn Hughes is in Vancouver, it's a two-man award. So that's why those guys are far shorter than anybody else. Werenski certainly came out of nowhere, put a little bit of a scare in them, but not really. But now he's down at 12-1, so no value there whatsoever. Adam Fox, he's come off a couple bad down years, and he doesn't have the kind of ceiling that Makar Hughes has. So it's just a bunch of cross-offs. It'll take something quite special for one of these guys to pass Makar and Hughes, unless they both get injured or Makar gets injured and the Canucks just miss the playoffs. I think that's the only way really somebody else can win here.
Yeah, but this is something you just bet it in the season. And I meant to bring it up. It's weird that the Selke Trophy, I think that market is more rare, less available than other awards markets throughout the season. So that's one I feel like you want to get bets in early, because I feel like at least on the legals, like you only had Selke odds up like during like the Four Nations break and like the Christmas break. Like they don't keep it updated too much.
More than they used to, though. So I think that there will be Selke odds for much of the season. That's my suspicion anyway. The way that the things are tracking, they continue to offer more and more of these markets in season rather than just preseason.
Do you know if like the offshores had Selke available like all season? Do you remember?
There was like one here and there, but the legals were a lot better for that.
Yeah, that makes sense there. All right, going down to the let's go to the Calder here, wherever that is. Calder Trophy. We know you, Ivan Demidov, down to a plus 185, no longer 2-1 on the board. Michael Misa, Zeev Buyam, and Jimmy Snuggerud all 16-1. Got Isaac Howard, Matthew Schaefer at 17, Parekh, Nikishin, and Askarov at 25, Shaponoff at 28 with Ryan Leonard. You're just Demidov. You're a huge Demidov fan this year.
Right. This is a guy that I think is as good as it gets in the Calder uh, race that we've had for a while. I think he's right up there with Bedard and Celebrini, and he's plus 185. And maybe not Celebrini wasn't an odd price, but certainly Bedard was. And yeah, I don't think that the rest of these guys behind them are that great. Like at least the other years where there has been a true Calder race. There's been guys that have a little bit more pedigree, a little more talents, but behind him, like Michael Misa, where's he coming from? It's like, was he blowing up in preseason? I don't know why.
No, he's playing third line. I'm going through these guys, seeing if they're on the power play one. He's on third line. He's not on power play one. So that's immediately don't bet.
Yeah, I talked about Zane Prek. I think he's got a lot of potential. He could be maybe a Lane Hudson kind of guy, but the Flames that's another point total recently bet. I bet they're under, and their power play I don't think will be very good, even if he makes it on the first power play. But yeah, and Zeev Boehm, in Minnesota, sure. If we've seen him already a few games there at the end of last season, he wasn't anything special. None of these guys have the kind of talent that Demidov has, so I think it'll take an injury or something crazy from one of these chasers. And there's another very chalky award. You wouldn't think so, considering we don't know anything about these rookies. But no, it's usually in the top 3 or 4 of the guys at the top of the board. And I'm not seeing anybody between Misa, Boehm, Isaac Howard. That makes no sense. Jimmy Sungaroo to chase down Demidov.
I could see Snuggerud. Snuggerud's starting on the top line with Robert Thomas and Buchnevich there. He's playing top power play unit there with Thomas, Shen, Buchnevich, and Fowler. He played in college last year. So, he played against, men there, 51 points, put up 8 points across 14 games between the regular season and the playoffs. So he could be worth a look at 16-1. Zeev Boehm is also on power play 1, but don't know if I like that. I have to hate Zeev Boehm as a Flyers fan because they passed on him for Jet Luchenko. So yeah, I think Snuggerud would be my favorite there in the middling category at 16. I kind of like Schaefer. I'm not sure if he's playing because I feel like he has the narrative behind him. Everyone loves him, first overall pick and all that stuff. But he's playing third pair on the second power play unit. He had a few bad mistakes against the Flyers the other night. So Demidov is the rightful favorite. I feel like that's what you got to ride with. Get it in season. After he starts hot, you probably still get around even money. But I think right now, if you want to ride somebody, I think it'd be Snuggerud at 16-1. There's been some talk about Maxim Shabanov just because he's kind of in the people are thinking he's in the Panarin mold where he's 24, going to come over, but he's
like tiny.
He's 5'8", and he's not he's not playing on power play 1. So he's playing on the third line, I think, for the Islanders, and we know how they play. So it's Demidov is the favorite. I think Snuggerud is the only person I would consider betting at 16-1.
In terms of providing value to a team, Alexander Nikishin there would be a guy that I would like to vote for, but I don't think that he's going to put up the kind of points necessary to chase down the likes of Demidov, Prek, maybe Schaefer, Snuggerud, if the Blues do take off, he stays the first line. So yeah, Nikishin I think will be an excellent two-way defenseman, shutdown, just total utility guy. Big body, but he's not going to put up the kind of points that Lane Hudson did. So I don't think he's a threat either.
No, I mean, yeah, because like you said, like a value to his team, I'm sure he's going to be one of the best 3, if not, like 5 or 3 rookies this season, but he's going to be nowhere near the points. They got Gostisbehere for the power play. I don't even know if he's a power play guy. He's on second power play unit for the Canes, but yeah, I don't think he'll have enough points unless Demidov gets hurt and these other guys just completely disappoint, like you said there. Okay, what else do we have here for the player awards? We got the Rocket Richard we can go to here. Leon Draisaitl plus 340. Austin Matthews 4-1. Kaprizov 6-1. We got Pasta, Miko, Connor McDavid, William Nylander, Tage Thompson, Braden Point, and Nathan McKinnon all between 13 and 25. And your boy Jack Eichel down there 150-1. He's at some book there. That's an interesting look.
That is a bet that I've made. 150, 200. I don't remember, but Yeah, I mentioned in the last show or the two shows ago that Marner's going to be feeding the puck. I think Eichel will be shooting more as he should. He's got a lethal shot, but he's been more of a playmaker to this date. But with Marner taking more of that role, I do think that Eichel will be shooting the puck more. So there is a chance. There's an opportunity there at a big number. But yeah, I think that this is an award where Archer might be onto something. This is one of his takes that I kind of agree with the Connor McDavid just going off in his contract year. Just maybe last year in Edmonton, who knows? But I think that he's going to be shooting the puck a lot more. He seems to alternate. I mean, every other year he scores a bunch more. So McDavid there, 22-1 is not a bad look, even though he's got Draisaitl sometimes on his line and of course on the power play will be taking the passes, but he's plus 340. McDavid is 22-1. So I don't hate McDavid there for the Rocket Richard. I don't really see anybody else that's appealing to me too much. Gensel, 65-1 is interesting. You know, I'm a big Lightning guy this year. He's still just 31, 32 years old. He can put the puck in the net. And, playing on the line with Point and Kucherov, he's going to get a lot of opportunities to score. So that's a nice number there at 65-1. But, yeah, I think the best bet here is still probably McDavid at 22.
Yeah, there was a good shout out there by Archer. He's 22-1 DraftKings, 18-1 and 16-1 elsewhere there. So, yeah, he can definitely put the puck in the net if he wants to. Has 122 goals in his last 225 games since 2022. Pasternak, I think, could be interesting. He has the most goals over those past 3 seasons, but he's at 13-1, and the Bruins are not going to be good. Opposing teams can kind of just lock in on him. He's their only weapon now. With Marchand gone, Ovi at 40-1, potentially his last season, maybe, but I don't think he gets it. I think I got to go with McDavid there, or the Eichel. Eichel at 150 or 100-1. You know, it's definitely worth a look there. Any other individual awards that we didn't do? We didn't do the Vezina here. Let's go to the Vezina. We have Hellebuck as the favorite at 4-1, Shesterkin 7-1, Vasilevsky 9-1, Ottinger at 15-1, Logan Thompson and Sorokin both at 20. Then you got Bob and Dustin Wolf at 25. I know you hate discussing this market, but would you take any of these longer shots?
This requires the Flames making the playoffs, but I kind of like Dustin Wolf there at that number just because he was so good last year as a rookie. You have to expect that he's not going to get worse. I mean, he maybe he wasn't quite as good, but he's still playing like a top 3 goalie last year in terms of his goal save above expected numbers. Like he was out of this world in terms of what he did for the Flames last year. But no, this is an award that I continually lose on, so I'm definitely taking it easy here. Mackenzie Blackwood, I think, with the Avalanche might be. I know. Okay, look, he's
35-1. Yeah, 35-1.
35-1. So, small bet on that. But other than that, I got nothing really interesting to say about this award. I mean, Stolarz, if he stays healthy, the Leafs are going to require a lot of good goaltending. They make the playoffs as the top 3 seed. He can certainly get some love. He deserves some love in the first half of last season for what he was doing there in Toronto. But he's a bit shorter this year, that's for sure. So, yeah, it's tough there. It's probably just going to be fucking Hellebuck and Hellebuck.
Yeah. Stolarz hasn't played a full he made 34 starts last year. That was his highest since 2019-20 when he started 39 in the AHL. So it's at 27, 19, 28. He's a great backup. He's a good 1A in a tandem, but he's not going to be a number 1 throughout the season. So he can't get the Vezina there. I think Blackwood's a good shout at 35-1. I obviously would like longer odds there, but overall last season, 28 wins, 912 save percentage, which is, slightly better than Dustin Wolf's 910. He had 29 wins. Now a full season with the Avs should be able to get into the 30s. But one of these years, Jake Ottinger, I feel like just has to put it all together. And at 15-1, I feel like that should be 10-1 ish. So I feel like there's some value on Ottinger, and that might be the one Vezina bet I would make here.
Yeah, this award is highly correlated with like the President's Trophy. Like we see a lot of Vezina winners who are on President's Trophy teams. Just see last year with Hellebuck, Allmark a few years ago. So yeah, Stars are certainly one of the better teams in the league. That's another reason why I like Blackwood, because I think the Avalanche certainly have the potential to do the business and win the President's Trophy. So yeah, you want to be on an elite team with an elite goalie. That's why you see Ottinger here at the close to the top of the board. Yeah, it's Sorokin. I would like him a lot more if the Islanders were good, but I don't think that they're going to be good enough. Yeah, same with Shesterkin. He's going to be probably the best goalie in the league, but the Rangers give him no chance defensively. So that's a tough ask, whereas Hellbuck gets insulated a lot more. That's why he gets more love. Yeah, so like I said, I got no real edge here. I think Blackwood is the only thing worth a few bucks on, just because he's 35-1, and the Avalanche could very well just do the business and win the President's Trophy, like I said.
Yeah, I feel like if you like Hellebuck for the Vezina, maybe just take them to win the Jennings, which is the fewest goals against. The Jets allowed 190 goals last year. Kings were second at 203, and then the Golden Knights at 214. Eric Comrie could win it as well if he plays in 25 games, but he only got 20 games last year. He's 8-1 to win it. Hellebuck's 4-1. I feel like that's the way I would play Hellebuck. And for the Vezina, I think Ottinger at 15-1 is he'll get it one of these years, I feel like, and it could very well be this year. The 1 year they have, Mikko there, they got Robertson there still, Thomas Harley and Haskin on the top four. We talked about the Stars a few shows ago, so yeah.
We didn't mention though that they do have a change in coach. We should have mentioned that Peter DeBoer is no longer in town. It's Glenn Gulutzan, who used to be with the Stars, and he's a much more conservative coach. So the Stars will be a lot more defensively minded, which will certainly help Ottinger's Vezina case.
Let me see. I just closed out of it, but let me see what they are for the Jennings. Ottinger is 11-1 for the Jennings. So no, take him for the Vezina at 15-1, or take the Stars backup. I forget who that is, and hope he plays 25 games, but he probably won't. I think Ottinger is going to play at least 55, 60 games. All right, let's do the Jack Adams here before we go to a break and switch over to team futures. Jack Adams, you have Andre Turigny at 750, Quenneville 850, Martin St. Louis, Everson at 12, Sullivan 22. I'm not reading all these off. Where are you at in the Jack Adams market?
Well, I made 3 bets, but I've given up on one of them. I've actually bet the Predators under point total, but I do have a bet on. Of course, it's a donation on my part. Every year I bet him to win this fucking award. That's Andrew Burnett. What's he have to have 40-1?
I mean, maybe he'll get hired somewhere else, and win it with that team.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. Like the knob, like we were afraid that he was going to do. He comes in as an interim coach or coach hired mid-season.
That fucking winning streak or whatever.
That's right. Yeah, and other than that, I do have Tourigny and Martin St. Louis. Both these guys. Utah didn't make the playoffs last year, so that's a point in their favor. That's why he's the favorite now. This market is a little sharper than it used to be when it was absolutely all over the place. A lot easier to beat, but even now, I think that this market is still my favorite in the entire NHL. Yeah, we talk about it all the time about it. You need year-over-year improvement, and Utah certainly have the potential to get to 100 plus points. Same thing with the Canadians, get to 100 plus points, and these guys will be they'll have a residual credit for what they've done in the past few years with these teams, just continually improving year over year, just like Carberry did. Like he was getting buzz for Jack Adams, and then the Capitals went off, and then he won in a landslide. Martin St. Louis certainly could do the same thing. He was nominated last year, so if they take another 10-point improvement, make a second or third seed in the Atlantic, he's certainly going to be a finalist. Yeah, those are 2 guys that I've bet, but looking down the board, really, if you're high on teams like the Blue Jackets, wow, no, he's only 12-1. Even if you're on the Blue Jackets, I don't know, I'd recommend there at such a short price. Mike Sullivan there with the Rangers, but the Rangers are still projected to make the playoffs. They're favored to do so. So that's a bit of a tall ask at 22.
Do the voters care about that though? Do you think if he makes it there, like he still gets credit for him. Like they're not gonna be like, oh, you were minus 200 to make the playoffs. We don't care.
No. They'll be like, if the Rangers miss again, then he'll be just like lambasted, however you pronounce that word. Though they're expected to make the playoffs this year, both in the media and in the market. So he'll need to win the division kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's other than that, like Rick Tocchet, you have the Flyers.
That's what I was going to. Rick Tocchet, 25-1 there. They're plus 270 to make the playoffs. You can get 10 times better for Rick Tocchet, the guy the media loves. He worked in the media to get the votes to win the Jack Adams again with his new team in Philadelphia, a great hockey market when they're good. Love him there at 25-1. I may have to find a way to wager on that here in Pennsylvania.
Never expects them to be bad. That's the big thing. You want to have these surprise teams.
Yeah.
Who's the
what do you think, Adam Foote? What do you think about Adam Foote? Because Vancouver's plus 115 to make the playoffs. You think if Quinn Hughes has a good year but not quite Norris, Elias Pettersson comes back, Demko's healthy enough, Lankinen the backup.
There's definitely a case to be made. Like they need to get to 100 plus points. I think they beat their point total by 10. I think would be the goal. It's a tall ask, I guess, but it's certainly possible. There's some positive vibes going on in Vancouver. So yeah, he's certainly not somebody I'm crossing off. Another one I'm not crossing off would be Marco Sturm with the Bruins. Everyone's just writing the Bruins off, but this guy comes in, gets those guys firing. Jeremy Swayman comes back, rebounds, becomes a top 5 goalie again. Pasternak puts up with another crazy season like he did last year. Gets some more support finally from Elias Lindholm, McAvoy, Lindholm healthy on the back end, and a couple of their rookies come forward, make some improvements. The Bruins, I think, might be in the mix there because they're supposed to be bad, right? That's what you want in these kinds of coaches. Like that's why Craig Berube is down at the bottom. Chris Knoblauch, the Leafs, they're supposed to be good, so they're not going to win.
Yeah, I was looking at there. I thought maybe Glenn Gulutzin could get some credit if the Stars win the President's Trophy there at 40-1. I'm not sure what the President's Trophy odds are, but I have to imagine for the Stars,
a lot shorter than that.
Around maybe 10-1, 15-1 at absolute most.
Yeah,
I just don't know if he'd get the credit. Like you would need every other team to not surprise and not impress, but 40-1 for a new coach on a good team that. Honestly, on paper, I think the Stars are one of the best teams in the league. Like, I feel like that's a pretty good shout there. They are 10-1 for the President's Trophy on DraftKings.
Right, yeah. Like Scott O'Neill with the Jets, he's not winning it. They won the President's Trophy last year. John Cooper, he's not going to get that love. There's those guys like in that range, the 40-51 range. Certainly, I like him better than any of those other guys for sure. John Hines, who does he coach again?
Who is he coaching now? He used to coach the Devils. He's coaching the Wild now.
Right.
The Wild, yeah.
Yeah, that's, I don't know.
What is he at? Where is he at?
40-1. Wild were a wild card team. No pun intended last year.
Could win the division, I guess. And
that's not the worst, I guess.
No, find pick a few horses here at 25-1 or longer. Hopefully one of them's in the hunt. Towards the end of the season, you can have someone to root for. That's
I'm not used to having these chalky guys, but that's the way the market has shifted. It's caught up with us, unfortunately.
Yeah, the market's finally realized that hey, these teams that weren't good might be good now. Those are the coaches who might win the Jack Adams because that's how they vote for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So not going for these underdogs in the Jack Adams. But we are brought to you by Underdog, a great place to play fantasy pick'em. Where you come up with 500 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. It's available for a ton of sports. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with code SGPN or code HGP. HGP is the code for Underdog there. And we are brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is off to a great start in college football and the NFL. You can win weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app with their new leaderboard. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you can win $1,000. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25.
Things are looking a lot better. On the gridiron, Bama just scored a touchdown. Boise State took a 7-6 lead. Texas, they're still struggling against Florida, but only 3 points behind. So positive vibes here.
Nice. Any player award, Jack Adams stuff you want to touch on before we go to the team stuff here?
No, I think we are fairly comprehensive.
Do you want to do President's Trophy or just the divisions?
Just quickly show the President's
So
Trophy.
quickly get the President's Trophy. This is going a lot longer than I anticipated. There, we had a lot to say. Hurricanes, Knights, Oilers, Lightning, Stars, and Avs, all 11-1 or shorter. You like any of these longer shots? Think have a chance?
No. The listeners of these previous series know the teams I'm high on. Lightning, Avalanche, Devils 16-1. I think that's still a little too short. Avalanche, Lightning would be the picks there. I like the Golden Knights for sure in the playoffs, but plus 750 is just a little too short there. Lightning, Avalanche there at better odds would be
maybe the Devils 16-1, but I feel like all these teams that are like 25-1 or shorter, you can get similar enough odds like halfway through the year and not have to deal with that. I think President's Trophy is just like, okay, if you think some team is going to really surprise, but there's none of these that are going to surprise for the full season.
Seriously doubt it. Yeah, I mentioned the Devils, but I'd rather just do the division there.
All right, let me get up the divisional odds here for the NHL. Let's start in the West. Let's start in the Pacific Division here. You got the Oilers plus 160, Knights plus 170, Kings plus 480, and then the Canucks 15-1 before the Flames and Ducks both at 50-1 there, with the Kraken and Sharks both longer than that.
Yeah, again, Golden Knights shortens considerably. I think they are the two favorites here for good reason. I certainly wouldn't be looking to fade them. I think the Golden Knights would be the bet if I had to pick between them, considering the Oilers just went to 2 straight Stanley Cup Finals. They know they can easily finish in the top 3 in the division. They don't have to go all out to win this thing. They could just play the Kings in the second and third seed and get that bye week once more. But if I had to make a bet at these numbers, it would still be the Golden Knights. I don't see anybody else usurping the top 2.
Do you think the Canucks have a chance, or would they have to be longer than 15?
Yeah, everything would have to go right. Like Demko is fully healthy. Pedersen is old Pedersen. Quinn Hughes stays healthy, and we get a lot more secondary scoring. It's still a lot to ask for 15-1.
Yeah, because I mean the below them isn't worth talking about. The Kings were kind of both fading them, besides with Kopitar. So yeah, Golden Knights a plus 170 or plus 150, I think is fine, but also just wait to bet these teams in season. Okay, let's go to the Central here. We've discussed the Central Division quite a bit. You got the Avs at plus 230. You have the Stars at plus 270. Jets plus 550. Wild at plus 750 or 10-1 some books. And then got St. Louis and Utah both at 13, 14-1, which I think is showing for where they think they could be.
Once again, I think the top 2 teams are the rightful favorites here with the Avalanche and the Stars, except I think that the Avalanche are a little bit bettable here, considering you get them better to 2-1. And if in a 2-horse race, you get 2-1, the odds work out in your favor. So I don't really see anybody else taking over. I know we keep writing off the Jets, even though they won the division, 2 straight years now? But I just don't see them sustaining, especially without Nikolai Ehlers, who has been so productive for them in the past a long while now. And Hellbuck, I don't think that he'll be quite as good this year. So, yeah, I can't. No. And the Jonathan Toews story, great story. Love the guy, but I don't think that he's going to be a quality second-line center. So that's still a hole that they need to fill.
No, I said yesterday he was day-to-day. No update as of today. So it's still day-to-day for Jonathan Toews.
So, yeah, if you want to bet, I think the Avalanche to win the division. That's the bet that I just recently made.
Yeah, I mean, bet both of them, plus 230, plus 270. Like that one of those teams should be winning the division. Wild would have an outside chance, but plus 750 is too short. Blues, Mammoth should be in the consideration for the playoffs, but not for the division title there. Okay, going over to the Atlantic Division in the East here. Got the Lightning at 2-1. Got the Leafs at plus 290. Panthers 330. Senators down to 8-1, and Canadians at 14-1. Lightning 2-1 has to be the bet here, right?
Absolutely. We are very much a Lightning podcast once again this year. We were really high in them last third of last year. Sadly, they disappointed in the playoffs, but that's okay. The Panthers carried the baton for us. So 2-1 there, I think is still decent, considering the rest of these teams are either not going to be at full health and trying to win the division like the Florida Panthers, and teams that are weaker like the winners of last season, the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't think that they are nearly as good as the Lightning, not nearly as deep, and not even the top end talent. Austin Matthews, sure, but if you look at the top four, I'd rather take the Lightning top four over the Leafs top four. That's for sure. And Vasilevsky is at least as good as Stolarz. So, yeah, I like the Lightning quite a bit here to win this division. I do have some Canadians at 20-1, but that's something that is a little bit gone now. But Martin St. Louis is still around the same price. So if the Canadians win the division, he's probably winning the Jack Adams. But the Lightning to win this division is my favorite bet. Oh, and Bruins 100-1. What the fuck?
Yeah, why not? Like Bruins 100-1. Like Jeremy Swayman, Pasternak, they can play a defensive team, win 3-2.
Yeah.
Like they could be a surprise there. But yeah, so far we got the Golden Knights, Avalanche, Stars, Lightning. It sounds like a bunch of I don't know what type of stuff you call it there. But going to the Metro, I think we're just going to continue kind of with that theme, because it's either the Hurricanes, who I know it's not going to be, or it's going to be the Devils, who I think kind of fits into that category as well. Hurricanes plus 125, Devils plus 310, Rangers plus 550, Caps 6-1, everyone else 30-1 or longer.
Yeah, I can see a case for maybe the Rangers if everything clicks again. This is a team that was very good in the regular season 2-3 years ago. Now have a new coach, a very good, competent coach in Mike Sullivan. Things have to go very, very right. But I think it's a two-team race here with the Hurricanes and the Devils, and I think that they should be closer together. The Hurricanes a little too short there. They should be the favorite, but not quite so steep a favorite as they are in the market. So yeah, Devils at plus 275 or better. That would be my play. I think that there's a lot of room for improvement over disappointing couple of years, the past two. If they get some health, Markstrom just a little bit better, hopefully, and Jake Allen continues to perform in a backup role. And Luke Hughes, new deal. He takes another step forward. Hopefully, Dougie Hamilton doesn't totally regress, being an old man now. But yeah, I think that the Devils are loaded, and the Hurricanes are there for the taking. Maybe they take the foot off the gas with some bigger fish to fry in the playoffs if they ever want to win this thing. Devils, I think they're at 3-1 or so is a good bet. Yeah,
I think if you like the Rangers here, I think you can just bet Shesterkin for the Vezina at 7-1, because I don't think they're winning the division without Shesterkin winning 35, 40 games if possible there. And he's won one before. We know he can do it. Mike Sullivan 22-1 for Jack Adams there if you like the Rangers. But like we said, they are expected to make the playoffs. What's Sheldon Keefe for Jack Adams? I'm trying to
40, I think.
40-1, and the Devils are plus 310. If they win the division, could compete for the President's
He was
Trophy.
the favorite to win the Jack Adams.
I know. That's why it'll be wild. Now he's 40-1. Like, we're not even talking about him.
Yeah, the Devils can certainly. There's a lot of room for improvement because they were a wild card team last year.
Yeah, wild. They had 91 points last year. Completely not healthy last year. Now they're healthy. Brad Shaw, former Flyers assistant coach, now in there to coach the defense. Luke Hughes, another year. I like the Devils a lot at 3-1.
Yeah, there's a few of those coaches in the 40-1 range that make a lot more sense than the guys in the 50-1 range. It's only 10 points shorter. So yeah, I don't hate that at all, actually.
Yeah. Okay, that's the 4 divisions there. You have any 50 minutes into this podcast, nothing too long here. Do you have any point total or opinion changes on teams recently you want to share with the listeners?
Well, at current numbers, what would be my favorite point total bet at current numbers? Probably still the Lightning. You can still find them 102, 103.5. 102.5, very widely available. I like that quite a bit. I think that's the lowest point total of any division leader. It must be Hurricanes, Oilers, Knights, and Avalanche, Stars. So I like that quite a bit. What else is there? my favorite one is the Penguins under 78.5, but that's certainly long gone by now. But we've been saying that for a long time.
76.5. I mean, that's just.
I still like it. It should be in the 60s, so I still love it. What else is there? Nashville. What are they at now? They've been bet down, but 84.5. That's still okay.
Yeah. they shouldn't reach 80 points. I feel like they're a team that's they're not gonna be in the middle. They're gonna be really good or really bad again. And if they're
Chicago.
Chicago, yeah, let me check. I mean, Sharks here are still 71 as well. I like that under still. Chicago still 69.
69.5. Okay.
Yeah,
I like that under as well. I think the Chicago will be the worst team in the league, and they finished with what 53, 54 points last year or
they
something.
had 61. Sharks
61.
had 52. And like we said last show, like these teams should be selling off their pieces to race to the bottom for the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes.
Exactly. They should have one really bad year, and then they start to finally claw back towards playoff bubble status because they need another elite player. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think most of these point totals are available throughout the season. So we'll keep guys updated on our future bets, our team point total, and stuff like that throughout the year. As you know, if you are a longtime listener here of the podcast. Okay, yeah, make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on YouTube. Like the videos, that's all we ask for. A little thumbs up on the video if you're watching. We appreciate that. A comment. If you're a podcast listener, get over on YouTube, but also leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple. We appreciate all of that. We got the season starting in just a few days here. Excited to get things going here, Joel. Anything else before we close it out? Any NFL bets tomorrow?
NFL. What is going on? It's a really shitty card, and I'm getting my dressings changed in the middle of it, and then I'm going to Abbotsford for Canadian Thanksgiving, so I won't be watching too much NFL tomorrow.
Isn't Canadian Thanksgiving's next Monday, right?
No, it's this Monday, buddy.
Well, Google lied to me then.
Really? Well, unless
they said it's Monday, October 13th.
Well, okay, maybe we're getting together for some other reason.
You guys are just celebrating earlier or whatever.
I guess maybe that's it. Or maybe I'm totally wrong and it's next week that we were supposed to be getting together. Anyway, Raiders +7. I like that bet against the Colts. I know the Colts are really good, but that's a lot of points for a team that's come out of nowhere. And the Raiders have been feisty in their 4 games so far. So I don't really like the Raiders, but +7, that's too many points. That's probably my favorite bet. Cowboys overs are always good. 47, 47.5. Yeah, Seahawks, I hope they win, but -3.5 I think is okay. Yeah, so those are a few NFL looks.
All right, yeah, we will be back with a regular season show sometime this week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll be able to get one out to you guys. I'm going to hope to have something prop related. Maybe we'll have Archie back on or somebody on Monday for the small Tuesday slate. But yeah, play those overs. I was looking back at opening night last year, opening week, a bunch of overs. Play the over, play the salami. Love to slam gobble down the salami here at the Hockey Gambling Podcast.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, for sure. I probably won't be doing the game previews. So yes, overs, round robin overs, salamis overs, individual overs. We'll be playing a lot of goals in the first week or 2 of the season.
Yeah, all right. You can follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. Get in the Discord. Get the Discord going for the regular season. Go to sg.pn/Discord. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer, and you find me amazed at the UCLA Bruins. They are up 24-7 against Penn State. Penn State are 24.5 favorites, and I almost bet that. Thank God I didn't. But good old James Franklin there could be staring 2 losses in a row.
James Franklin.